Hey, I'm Melanie, and this is
Al.
from Our American Travel. In this episode, we're going to talk about 1 year of RVing. We recently had our 1 year anniversary of getting our RPOD 192.
That's right. Almost 1 year ago, we went up to Missouri and took about 4 hours to get up there and about 8 hours to get back, as I recall.
Yeah.
Long trip. But since then, we've been in 15 different campsites. We've spent about 30-something nights in campgrounds. But because we had some life changes, we spent 192 nights mooch docking. So if you add those nights up, the campground nights and the mooch docking nights, about 60% of this year we slept in the RPOD 192.
Yes, we did.
So it's come in really handy.
Yes.
And we've really enjoyed most all of it.
In this episode, we are going to talk about the things we have liked about our year of RVing, the things we have disliked in our year of RVing, and some unexpected surprises that have come up. Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Well,
what are some things you've liked?
I have liked being able to have all of my stuff with me whenever we go any places. You're not packing stuff in a suitcase.
Like on pillows, on mattress, stuff like that.
Yeah, I like having my own pillow. I like having my own mattress. I like having my own coffee pot. I like not having to pack and unpack suitcases. Everything here is ours. And
like having your own bathroom.
Yes, I do like that. Well, in a hotel room, you would have your own bathroom, but you're always constantly moving. You have to pack and repack.
It's a different one every time.
Yeah, it is. And so here it's the same one. Yeah.
One time in Maryland, we got stuck and we couldn't find a bathroom.
Oh, yeah. It is nice having a bathroom.
And we pulled off the side of the road in traffic and went to the bathroom.
We actually did that at a Civil War battlefield also because the visitor center was closed. So
came in handy.
Yeah, having your own bathroom wherever you go. It's nice.
I guess one of the things that I like the most is just being able to get outdoors. I didn't really realize how much I would like that until we've done it. And so just being able to get out and see the water, see the hills, see the mountains, see the greenery, see even the autumn, just everything that we've seen. It just seems like we're a lot closer to it than when you go and stay in a condo. Or in fact, we just went to an Airbnb, and while it was nice, you felt like you didn't get the fresh air as often.
Right. And I was surprised at how much better I feel when I am outside.
So this is not like a surprise.
Oh, never mind. We'll talk about that later.
No, you go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay. It just does something to your soul and to your spirit to be outside. Just not even if you're walking, if you're just sitting out in front of a campfire watching the beauty of the flames, it just gives rest. Makes me feel rested.
Do you think particularly because we work and we're not full-timers and we work and we're at school and there's just a lot of stuff going on that's even better because of that?
I don't know. Maybe. Okay. I just think that
I think it's a good stress release from all that if we can get away, and we haven't been able to as much as we wanted to, which is kind of another surprise. I thought we would probably go twice a month or at least once a month, and just because of situations we haven't gone as much as we want to.
And when you're living in it,
it's hard to go camping when you're already camping.
Yeah.
Camping in a yard, so kind of surprised by that. Any other things that you like?
I like being able to go different places and planning trips and planning along the way. I just kind of like that. You can do that in a car. We've done that. We took a trip out west and Al did all of the planning. But I just like the fact that there's places to stay. There's campgrounds almost wherever you go. Or you can stay in a Walmart parking lot if they'll let you. So.
I really like that there are just a lot of places to go that you might not have gone.
We've been to Graceland campground.
If you're paying $150 a night for a hotel or a condo, you might cut your visit short. Where here, you just kind of, before we might have taken a 1 week vacation. Now we take maybe 2 or 3 weeks because it's almost the same cost now. So that's a good deal.
Yep.
Any other likes?
I'll have to think some more, but right now I think that's it.
All right, well, that kind of wraps up life. We're going to talk about the dislikes next. And one of the things that we dislike about kind of RV life and travel trailer, if you will, is My wife's over here telling me to smile and be energetic, so I'm going to be energetic because she's telling me to. And I was thinking about what I disliked, and one of the things we dislike is just traveling too fast, because one of our primary objectives was to get out to see our grandson, and that's in North Carolina. So we feel like we need to get on out there, and so rather than stopping and staying 4 or 5 days, we only stop and stay 1 day or 2 days.
And so it's all driving days.
And it seems like 2 really big driving days to get out there. So we'd like to maybe stop and stay 5 or 6 days somewhere, and then stop and stay 5 or 6 days somewhere else, and then get there, and then stay 6 days, and then, work our way back slowly rather than quickly.
But then that's a month.
Before you know it, it's a month.
Yeah.
And so we, at this point, which is, someday we hope to be able to do this more full time, or as some of our subscribers have told us, they're most timers. So we'd kind of like to be probably somewhere between where we are now and a most timer.
Yeah.
That way we can spend a lot more time out there and just kind of feeling our way through it a little bit. But just moving too fast is something I don't like about it. And I don't like.
In the same, it's also you have to move too slow, because you cannot drive that many hours. Because we always, when we would go from Arkansas to North Carolina, we would get up at 5:30, and we would just drive till we got there. We would make a beeline.
Right, make a beeline, yeah.
And you can't do that.
And it's possible, but it just, it's a little more nerve-wracking.
Yes.
Which leads us to another thing we really don't like. I don't really like the whole towing process.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know that I don't like it. I'm just so new to it that it still makes me nervous.
Yes, we're always kind of anxious.
And so, fortunately, we've been towing, 3,500 pounds of dry weight, and then probably about 4,500 pounds total. And so, not as bad as, getting on up there a little higher. So, just the whole ideal of hooking up and getting it right every time, and, I don't mind using checklists. I just, there's some nervousness to that. And so, I guess, I would say I don't like towing, but it's becoming less and less of a big deal as we get more experienced at it, I would guess. What are some other things maybe that we should talk about?
I don't like the fact,
kind of warnings more than dislikes. We can call them dislikes, but they're more like, hey, you might want to think about this.
Yeah. We've been kind of cramped for space. It's been fine for just us, but on one trip last year, our very first trip, we took our son with us, and he slept on the kitchen table bed. But in the RPOD, there's not a lot of square footage, and so we were all kind of up in each other's grill the whole entire time. And then, like, if we want to go out for holidays, we went out at Christmas. We took our whole family from Arkansas to there, and we couldn't take the trailer because there's just not room for all of us. And then at one point, another time we went to Asheville, we met our family there, and it was so small we couldn't have them come over. It was a cold and rainy day.
We're actually kind of another surprise. We're kind of surprised that we thought we'd just get away, and now everybody wants to go with us. Which
it's kind of.
I guess it's good, but we used to kind of get away, and they didn't go with us. So
and they didn't want to. But,
so anyway, times are changing, I guess, is what I said.
One thing we don't like is the gas prices. The gas prices right now, they're very, very high. So it is going to up our travel budget quite a bit.
Yeah. So we get maybe 12 miles a gallon in the F-150, and so when it gets to be $4 and $5 a gallon, we're not going to move as much. But if we're going to go to North Carolina and back,
we have to move. And we can't go in
then
one day.
Then you make an argument for taking our car, which gets 30 miles to a gallon, and finding a place to stay. So it's kind of presented a little of a dilemma from that. But when we're more most timers someday, it'll be a little easier because we can just come take our time, and we'll spend that amount, we'll spend it slowly, and so anyway, we don't really like the gas prices. So that's some of our dislikes, and some of our likes, some of our surprises.
We haven't given all of our surprises, have we?
Oh, maybe we'll talk about our surprises next.
Okay, sounds good. One of the things that surprised me when we first started looking at RVs was how many vast amount of different types of RVs there are. You've got to decide Class A, Class B, Class C, travel trailer, fifth wheel, pop up. We knew we didn't want to pop up.
Well, that's kind of like real camping.
Yeah.
We didn't want a real camp.
I mean, you can have a pop up with a bathroom, and then like you've got all these different brands, you've got all these different brands within brands, and so it's really, really hard to kind of nail down what you want. More than cars, it's just a lot larger variety. And you kind of also, I guess, kind of surprised me. You have to limit your expectations based on budget. Because I want a $500,000 Class A with a tow vehicle. Those are amazing. I'd live in that full time, easy. But that's just not an option for us right now. So
yeah, soon. The $500,000's coming in.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Anyway,
then you get 3 miles to the gallon.
We're both school teachers, and we're going to retire someday, and so $500,000. We might get that over 30 years, but not over 1 year.
Anyway, that was a surprise. I just had no idea.
Yeah, we talked about a couple surprises earlier. That there's just so many options. We're just surprised about that.
Oh, different options of where you can camp. You can go to like these luxury camping resorts. You can go to KOAs, which we've done a lot. You can boondock. You can go to Harvest Hosts. We have a Harvest Host membership. We paid the whole year. We never went to one. So I guess we got to renew, right?
We've already renewed.
Okay, so we're going to
renew without successfully using it. So
yeah, so we're going to try
when you mooch dock for 190 days, we didn't get out as much as we thought we would.
Yeah.
So mooch dock is another thing you can do.
Oh yeah.
We pulled into her brother and
well, we didn't hook up to their electricity.
House. We didn't really mooch dock. We just stayed in one of the bedrooms, but it was kind of a free night while we were out.
Yeah, we
camping.
didn't have to pay for a site.
So somewhat mooch docking.
And there's a difference in the state parks too. We stayed at 3 Arkansas state parks, and they're all 3, right?
3
state parks in Arkansas.
Yeah, I think we've stayed in 3 state parks.
And they're all different.
Or 2.
2 plus a Corps of Engineers.
Yeah, and then we did a Corps of Engineers, which is really, low budget, if you will.
Yeah, definitely.
$20, $30 a night, which was great. There are just a lot of private campgrounds out there that are really expensive. I've seen that too.
We've never really, and last summer, we didn't have trouble finding a place to stay, and I hear that so many more people since the pandemic and lockdown, so many more people are camping that we may have a hard time this summer.
Well, we've booked some of our where we're planning to go this summer already.
We haven't booked.
We haven't booked the last half of it, if you will, and so we need to get that done pretty
Yeah,
soon.
we do.
We're kind of like, a lot of people out there just kind of fly by the seat of their pants, and they kind of just do it as they go, and they're calling, the day before.
No,
we don't really like that.
But yeah, we don't book a year out either, because you never know what's going to happen in a year, and then you lose out on some of the good sites because you don't book out that far.
Well, this is kind of a price I guess you have to pay. We'll probably start doing more of that with like state parks and so forth that get booked up early.
Like we haven't booked Memorial Day, and that's coming up. So.
Yeah, we're hoping to get out there Memorial Day, and
we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. But anyway, it's been good. What would you do different, or would you do it again? Or
I wanted to say what the greatest surprise was, because we've raised our children. They're all adults that somewhat support themselves.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Except for when they don't.
Well, every parent likes to help out. And it had been so long, so it had just been us, because and I was so surprised at how much we enjoyed being together, and you just sometimes can lose that when you're raising your kids. We did try camping a little bit in a tent when our kids were little, and that was not fun for me at all. I don't know about you. Did you have fun? Most of the work was on you. I watched the kids while you did all the work. Of course, that's work too. Fun work.
I guess that is.
It is. Anyway, so we've just enjoyed kind of renewing, spending a long time together.
So we kind of said some of it, but what would you do different?
What we do different?
What are you going to do different in the next year, maybe?
Well, next year we're hoping in the next week or 2 to pick up our new travel trailer.
Oh, we're getting a new travel trailer?
We are. We
haven't told them that yet. Yeah.
Well, we said we were looking. So yeah, one of those ones that was on our video.
We'll have a reveal for that later, but we did get one of the 4.
And we're hoping to pick that up in the next couple of weeks, right?
Yeah, that's cool. That'll be that'll give us a little more space, so maybe one of our dislikes will be out, and won't help the towing any. But
no, it may make it worse because it's a little heavier.
It's a little bit heavier. But anyway, that's coming up next.
What else?
And what else would you do different?
I don't know. I think maybe I would have decided sooner, because it took us 6 months to get our RPOD.
I think we might have just went with something used, and just we found a model not too far into it that was.
It would have worked.
It would have worked really well, and
then we would have had more time.
We'd had another 6 months. So I wish we'd have done this, 6 years ago, not 6 months ago. So,
yeah, definitely.
Anyway.
Honestly, I wanted to have a RV forever. I know, and he just told me, he thought, you know, I dream all kind of crazy things. I actually wanted to buy a helicopter.
Well, we kind of wanted a Class A for a long time.
Yeah.
And we may do that someday. Just didn't feel like at this point, with the way gas is and the way, maintenance is and us working
and shortage of vehicles. We didn't want to have to change vehicles. We just thought that would be too complicated.
So anyway, maybe someday maybe we'll go to fifth wheel. Maybe we'll go to a whatever that is, Class A, Class B, Class C, whatever.
I don't know. Class B would be kind of tricky, but anyway.
Anyway. So thanks for watching.
Yeah, I appreciate
we
it.
would just love it if you would like and subscribe and come along with our journey. We've got a couple more episodes coming soon that we've done. We just spent some time on spring break out in Dollywood, so we're going to do some stuff on Dollywood.
And we rented an Airbnb because we wanted all of our family together, and we just couldn't do that in the RPOD. It just wouldn't work.
So anyway, thanks for watching.